Hey everybody, another week has gone by. It's Friday already. And if you watched my video last week, I made some DSP. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch it and you'll see how you create your own DSP. And from that DSP, excuse me, I promised you that I would show you how to make cards from that this week. These are the only tiny pieces that we had left from that 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock that we made our own DSP from. That's all the pieces you'll have left. And these are the cards, and I want to quickly show you. We actually got 8 cards made from these. So here's one. Here's another. I used the Pretty Perennials stamp set to make all of these. There's another. And another. And another. Whoops, that one's upside down. Another. Another. And I'll show you these again at the end of the video. There. So we will get 8 cards made from one piece of 8.5 by 11 basic white that we made our own DSP from. I've gone ahead today, I'm going to show you how to cut it and everything to make those 8 cards. I made this one using the Friends Are Like Seashells stamp set. So I used some of the elements that were on here to make our own DSP with that stamp set. Very lovely stamp set. And the colors I used were Flirty Flamingo, Blushing Bride, So Saffron, Seaside Spray, and I threw a little bit of Sahara Sand in there as well. Okay, so let's get started with cutting. First of all, those colors that I used, you're going to pick 2. I have Flirty Flamingo and Seaside Spray, and then I have Blushing Bride and So Saffron. I'm going to show you how to cut the mats for those, okay? So they all measure 5.5 by 4 1/4, okay? So for this one, 2 of these, we're going to, on the 4 1/4 inch side, you're going to put the 4 1/4 inch side up against the top of your cutting or your trimmer, and we're going to cut this in half at 2 1/8. 2 1/8. It should be right there. We're going to cut that. I'm going to give you 2 equal pieces. We'll lay those aside for now. And this one also at 2 1/8. We're basically cutting that piece of 5.5 by 4 1/4 in half the vertical way. Okay. Then the other 2 we have, again, they all measure 5.5 by 4 1/4. We're going to put the 5.5 inch side up at the top, and we're going to cut these at 2 3/4. Again, we're just cutting that in half. Okay, 2 3/4 and 2 3/4. Okay, so we've got our mat pieces already cut. So we'll use those in just a few minutes. I'll show you what to do with them. Okay. Then what you're going to want to do is take some basic white, and you're going to cut 4 pieces. You'll need 2 pieces of 8.5 by 11 basic white, thick cardstock. You're going to cut them at 11 inches by 4 1/4. I'm sorry, 11 inches by 4 1/4, and you're going to score it at 5.5. You need 4 of those. You can get 2 out of 1 piece of paper. For the others, you're going to cut out of thick basic white. You're going to cut at 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. You're going to need 4 of those as well. Okay. That's where the 8 cards come from. All right, now we're going to cut our pretty DSP that we made from the seashells. All right, to begin with, you're going to put it on the 11-inch side up against the top of your trimmer, and we're going to cut at 5 3/8 of an inch, which is 2 before the 5 1/2. That's the way I have to measure. 2 before the 5 1/2, and you're going to cut that. Again, that's 5 3/8. Then you're going to take the same piece and you're going to turn it against that 11-inch side. I'm sorry. You're going to turn it against the 8 1/2-inch side. Let me make sure that's right. Hang on one second. I'm pretty sure that's right. You're going to turn the 8 1/2-inch side up toward the top of your trimmer. And you're going to, and then this is 5 3/8 that we just cut. You're going to take and put this at 2 inches. And cut it at 2 inches. Okay, 2 inches. 2 inches. 2 inches. And this will be 2 inches, and you're going to have this one little piece as a scrap. Okay, we'll put that aside. Okay, we'll lay those aside. Then we're going to take this piece and we're going to cut this at 5 inches. Going to use the short side here, put it at 5 inches, and we're trimming this little edge off right here. That's your second little piece of scrap here, okay? Then we will take this 5-inch side that we just cut, and we're going to cut this in half at 2 1/2 inches, okay? 2 1/2 inches. Then we're going to turn this, and we're going to cut this at 4 inches. And this one at 4 inches. Your third little piece of scrap. Again, we're going to take this and put at 4 inches. And this one at 4 inches. And you got your final fourth little piece of scrap, okay? So there you go. You see where we're going with this? Okay. So you're going to take, let's see, let's lay these out. You're going to take 2 of these and 2 of these, and we're going to mount them. I'm not going to do that for you today. I'm just going to show you how to do it. You're going to mount them here. And here. I'm going to use this big piece on One So Saffron and Blushing Bride. And then you're going to put a piece on the So Saffron. I think I've got one stuck under here. I do. Okay. So you're going to mount them this way. You've got 4 pieces that are cut this size, and you're going to put them on the pink and the yellow, the Blushing Bride and the So Saffron, okay? So you're going to glue those down. I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to show you how to do it. And then you're going to take the blue, and you're going to take 2 of these, put it there, and there. So you've got those. And then you're going to take the Flirty Flamingo. And you're going to mount one here and one here. Okay, so you'll glue all those, your DSP that you've made onto this. And when you do cut these, if you have a little space that doesn't have something on it, you can go back to your stamp set, and I could use this little sand pebbles here and put some here if you want. So if there is some place that is naked or doesn't have as much color in it, you could also always go back and do that before you mount it on your mat here. So you're welcome to do that if you need to do that. Okay, after you've got all that done and you've got all of your papers cut, then you're just going to start placing them on. And I will show you what I did here. You can put one down at the bottom. And these flowers, I did not cut anything from the seashells, but the Pretty Perennials has a flower die. And underneath this mat, I don't know if you can see in the camera or not. You probably can't. But before I glued this DSP onto the mat, I used the die. I stamped the flowers, stamped 3 flowers, and then use the die and cut them out of this light, the Seaside Spray blue. That's where you get the flowers from that you use. You cut those out of that. You'll cut them out of this one. And on this one, you can get 4 flowers stamped across, and you cut those out. You still cannot see. But once you place a DSP on there, you're not going to see where you cut anyway. So you can do that if you want. You don't have to do that step if you don't want. I think what I'm going to do with the seashells, we've got this beautiful paper, and they're easy to, we don't have dies with this, but they're very easy to fussy cut out. So I think I'm going to fussy cut some of these out and mount on my seashell DSP and my cards. I'm going to mount them like I did the flowers here. And I think I'm going to use this Ornate Style, Ornate Thanks wording. It's got a big thanks, word thanks, or a big thank you. And then all of this other, from the bottom of my heart, I wasn't sure how to thank you. It's got different sentiments that you can add to the word thanks or thank you or so grateful. I think that's what I'm going to do with the seashell ones, because we all need a lot of thank you notes. I know I do. So that's what I'm going to do with those. So I hope this has helped you guys understand how to make this without actually showing you and taking the time to glue these all together and adhere them together and make the cards in front of you. But last week, again, I showed you how to make the DSP. So simple and easy. And again, like I said last week, you can use any stamp set to make your own DSP and use the same layout and measurements to cut and make enough for 8 cards out of 1 piece of DSP and 4 pieces of solid card base or cardstock that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. You can get 8 cards if you cut them in this manner, and you do not have very much waste. And actually, you wouldn't have to waste this either. You could cut this in smaller pieces and mount on the inside of the card. So a few of them, and you wouldn't be able to use this on all 8, but some of them you can. And again, this is the waste that I had from last week, from these cards that we made. So I hope you have liked this. This was not my design and not my idea, but I did watch Connie Stewart and got the idea from her, and have really enjoyed making these cards. And I think that you guys will also enjoy making them. I will leave all the measurements and everything down below in the description. Just click on the See More, and you'll be able to see the measurements and everything and how to cut them. And if you have any questions, please leave me a comment and I'll be happy to get back with you. If you do not have a demonstrator, I would be happy to send you a catalog, the annual catalog and the January through June mini catalog. The annual catalog will be going out in May 3rd. We'll get a new catalog May 4th. So again, I am Vicki Edmondson, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the U.S. And if you have any questions or anything that I can help you with, just let me know. And just to remind everybody that celebration is still going on until next Sunday, the 28th. Just a couple of days after this video, the celebration will be ending. So if you want to get some free items, just go in and place your order. For every $50 you spend, you get free product from the celebration little mini catalog here. It ends again February 28th. So if you haven't placed an order or thinking about placing an order, to get some free items. The paper and everything in this is beautiful, and the stamp sets are really cute. So again, I'm happy to be with you today. I hope you guys have a great Friday, and I will see you next week. Thank you so much.